The biggest turning points in my life weren't the days I started something big. They were the days I stopped slowly destroying myself. The body forgets nothing. It doesn't punish you loudly. It keeps quiet records, poor sleep, constant stress, a life that never truly feels like your own. And those who leave too early almost always share the same problem. It's not bad luck. It's not genes. And eventually, you start to see the pattern. It's rarely a single tragedy that ends us too soon. It's habits, small, toxic routines we refuse to let go of. I'm going to show you the 7 things I stopped doing, and that I truly believe are why I'm still here. Listen closely, because one of them could be quietly shortening your life right now without you even realizing it. 1. Stop eating into the night like you're trying to outrun yourself. For years, my evenings had a ritual that felt harmless. Dinner, then something small later. Something sweet, something crunchy, something that said, "You made it through another day." It didn't feel like a problem because it wasn't dramatic. No binging, no shame spiral, just a quiet extension of the day into the part of the day meant for repair. Then I learned something plain. Late eating lines up, again and again, with worse metabolic markers and cardiometabolic risk traits in large samples, even when people don't feel sick yet. And controlled work in healthy volunteers suggests late dinner can shift nighttime metabolism and raise evening cortisol, your body's stress chemistry, without your permission. Here's what I wish someone had told me gently. Night is not only rest, it's maintenance. And maintenance doesn't go well when you keep running the kitchen. So I stopped making my nights do double duty. I let the day end earlier. Not because food is evil, but because I wasn't hungry. I was unfinished. And that's the real question you have to ask before you reach for something at 10 p.m. Is this hunger? Or is this loneliness with good manners? 2. Stop sitting so long that your life becomes a chair. Sedentary time has been tied, repeatedly, to higher all-cause mortality risk, and meta-analytic work has found the relationship persists even after accounting for physical activity. Because sitting isn't merely the absence of exercise, it's its own exposure. Other dose-response work similarly links more sitting with higher mortality risk, with the nuance that more moderate to vigorous activity can attenuate some of that risk. But I'm not giving you a fitness lecture, I'm giving you a dignity lecture. Because something happens to your spirit when your days are arranged around comfort instead of aliveness. I started standing when I took phone calls. I started walking in small, almost embarrassing ways. Mailbox walks, corner walks, I'll just stretch my legs walks. Not to optimize anything, just to remind my body, you're still part of my life. 3. Stop arguing with people who are not in the room with you. When I was younger, I thought my anger was a form of integrity. I thought it meant I cared. But later, I noticed something. The argument didn't end when the conversation ended. It moved into my body and kept talking. Some people fight aloud, others fight silently, replaying the same exchange, rehearsing the perfect sentence, returning to the scene like it's a courtroom where you might finally be declared right. And the cost is not only emotional. Distressing media exposure and worry can spill forward into next-day distress, and cycles of distress and media use can reinforce each other. I had to learn that winning an argument is sometimes just another way of losing an evening. And losing evenings is how you lose years, one nervous system episode at a time. So I stopped debating every foolish remark I heard. I stopped donating my attention to people who were not trying to meet me in good faith. Not because I became enlightened, because I got tired of being haunted by strangers. 4. Stop carrying grudges like they're proof you mattered. Let's be honest, A grudge can feel like self-respect at first. It tells a story. What happened to me counts. And it does count. But the grudge is a poor archivist. It preserves the injury by storing it in your physiology. Research on forgiveness and physiology points in a consistent direction. More forgiving states and traits tend to align with lower blood pressure or faster cardiovascular recovery after an offense, while anger and unforgiving rumination push the body toward heightened cardiovascular response. This doesn't mean you excuse what happened. It doesn't mean you reconcile. It means you stop giving the person free housing inside your nervous system. I forgave someone later than I'm proud of. And what shocked me was not that they changed, but that I changed. I slept differently. I breathed lower in my body. I stopped clenching my jaw like I was preparing for impact. Forgiveness, when it's real, isn't moral decoration. It's a boundary around your bloodstream. 5. Stop feeding your mind fear before bed. Night used to be the time I caught up. News, headlines, commentary, the whole world poured into my bedroom like it belonged there. And then I would lie down and act surprised that my mind wouldn't turn off. There's solid evidence that frequent exposure to distressing news, especially around mass trauma events, relates to worse mental health outcomes like anxiety, worry, and distress, even among people not directly exposed to the event itself. Research also discusses how news can amplify uncertainty and keep people in a loop of worry and further consumption, which becomes its own self-reinforcing cycle. So I made a rule that felt almost childish. The last hour before sleep is not for the world's emergencies. Not because I don't care, but because my caring was becoming a form of self-harm. I began ending the day with something that didn't spike my nervous system. A book, a quiet kitchen, a dim lamp. Sometimes just sitting and letting my thoughts arrive without chasing them. Your mind deserves a gentler doorway into unconsciousness than catastrophe. 6. Stop being good in ways that make you disappear. It can look like kindness, but it often feels like fear. Fear of disappointing, fear of conflict, fear of being left. Recent scholarly discussion has linked people-pleasing patterns with mental health strain, especially when high agreeableness mixes with emotional instability and difficulty regulating distress. And over time, the body reads chronic self-erasure as stress. You may look cooperative on the outside, while your insides keep a quiet ledger of resentment. I used to say yes when I really meant no, and then resent people in my head for taking me at my word. The tragedy was that I got angry at others for a role I had volunteered for myself. So I practiced saying something that felt like learning to walk again. No thank you. No long explanations. No asking permission to exist. Just a clear, kind boundary. Not everyone liked this new version of me. But I did, and that mattered far more than I expected. 7. Stop waiting to live until you feel ready. Procrastination isn't always laziness. Sometimes it's a form of fear dressed as planning, a way of postponing the moment your life becomes real. Because real life includes risk, rejection, uncertainty, and the end of excuses. A large cohort study among Swedish university students found that procrastination was associated with worse mental health outcomes later, including depression, anxiety, and stress symptoms, along with poorer sleep quality and physical inactivity. Other longitudinal work has also linked chronic procrastination to worse health, partly through higher stress. But the deepest cost isn't measured in questionnaires. It's measured in unlived days. You keep postponing the phone call, the apology, the trip, the poem, the hard conversation, the doctor's appointment, the application, because you're waiting for a version of yourself that never arrives. Read this slowly. Readiness is not a feeling. It's a decision you make while still afraid. And if you wait until fear is gone, you will be waiting in a room that eventually goes dark. So I stopped waiting for the perfect emotional weather. I began doing small, honest things while imperfect. One message sent, one walk taken, one boundary held, one evening not surrendered to noise. So there they are. 7 things I chose to stop. And I truly believe, with all my heart, that they're the reason I'm still here breathing today. Eating late. Don't waste your energy on pointless arguments. Move more, sit less. Let go of old grudges. Don't feed your mind fear at night. Don't say yes to everything. And stop postponing your life. You decide, and you decide again every single day. And if you can't do all 7, don't. Do 1, quietly, without announcing it. I've lost too many good people too early, not because of cruel fate, but because they couldn't stop harming themselves. Don't be one of them. You have more influence than you realize, and probably more time, as long as you stop shortening it yourself.